Oh, boy, this is getting interesting. Let me just take you through it. First, you heard Rush Limbaugh spoke at CPAC, right? And then we got this sound, which, by the way, happened before CPAC. This is Michael Steele, the official leader of the Republican Party, saying this about Rush Limbaugh to D.L. Hughley. Let's put that up if we can. Ready? The graphic. It goes something like this. I'm the leader of the Republican Party. Rush Limbaugh is an entertainer. His whole thing is entertainment. Yes, it's incendiary. Yes, it's ugly. But again, I'm the leader of the Republican Party. That's probably the most interesting part of that. Now, just about an hour ago, Rush Limbaugh responds to Michael Steele. It's good. Listen to this.
It's time, Mr. Steele, for you to go behind the scenes and start doing the work that you were elected to do instead of trying to be some talking head media star, which you're having tough time pulling off. I hope you figure out how to run a primary system. But it seems to me that it's Michael Steele who is off to a shaky start. Now, Mr. Steele, if it is your position as the chairman of the Republican National Committee that you want a left-wing Democrat president and a left-wing Democrat Congress to succeed in advancing their agenda, if it's your position that you want President Obama and Speaker Pelosi and Senate Leader Harry Reid to succeed with their massive spending and taxing and nationalization plans, I think you have some explaining to do. Why are you running the Republican Party?
Oh, my goodness. Let's go. We got a couple of guests here. Let's go. Eric Boehlert. He's a senior writer for Salon.com. Leslie Sanchez, Republican strategist and CNN contributor, is joining us by phone. And, of course, we've got Patricia Murphy, who's right here next to me. Leslie Sanchez, let me begin with you. I'm interested in hearing what your reaction is. This is like a cat fight that's going on between these two guys.
To some extent, but, I mean, it's not unexpected. I think what's fascinating about it is perception, you have to remember, Rick, is 90% of politics.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's look at the fact that with Rush Limbaugh, he is out there basically pointing out that the government is lurching into, owning a larger percentage, controlling a larger percentage of our GNP.
Yeah.
He's talking about it. He's getting people aware of it, and he's taking on the Obama administration on that point.
But is he splitting the party while doing it? That's the question.
They have two competing goals. I mean, the chairman of the party, yes, he's for all intent purposes, he's the head of the party, but he's about winning elections, expanding the base of our party. Limbaugh is talking about a philosophical difference in how we see the role of government.
But what's good for Limbaugh doesn't necessarily seem to be, or let me put this in the form of a question. Let me bring Eric Boehlert in here. What's good for Rush Limbaugh, which is to be on CNN daily, to be the big poobah at the CPAC convention, all these things are great for Limbaugh. They may not be good for the Republican Party, or am I wrong?
No, that's the irony because, for decades, Republicans have cheered on Rush Limbaugh and what we at Media Matters we call the Republican noise machine. They loved it when he called Tom Daschle a traitor last decade, when he talked about what's good for al-Qaeda is good for Democrats. Republicans love that kind of hate speech, but now it's all coming back to haunt them. This is just like 12 months ago when he announced that John McCain could not be, the Republican nominee for president. And what did Republican voters do? They promptly ignored him and gave McCain an easy victory. So Republicans are now coming to have to grasp of what they've created, and they've created sort of this hate machine.
Well, what do you think, Murph? I mean, if Rush Limbaugh takes the middle out of the Republican Party, and like he set many Hispanics against the Republican Party with the immigration debate, is that a problem? And if so, how large?
Right. Well, listen, there's a big difference between the Republican Party and conservatism. He is the leader right now of the conservative movement. Michael Steele is technically the leader of the Republican Party.
So it leaves no room for Charlie Crist, for example.
Well, there's nobody in charge. And I know you are, but what am I is not a message that any moderate American is drawn to right now. This is a cage match. This is a struggle for power. The Republicans need to grow the number of people who support them. It's going to be this kind of a struggle until somebody emerges, some big personality
Limbaugh would say,
forward.
no, we need to do what is right, and this is what is right, and those who don't understand that be damned. I mean,
for conservatives, not for Republicans. He doesn't care about Republicans. He cares about conservatives. There's a big difference in his mind.
That's an interesting statement. Leslie, we're down to can you close us out with 20 seconds?
Yeah, really quick. Look, the Democrats have chosen to make him the straw man in this, have decided to take that on because they learned in 1980 elections when they lost the Senate, they learned it in 1994. If they don't respond to criticism, it spells defeat for them. Rush Limbaugh is calling them out on some serious things. and they've picked their fight.
That's good. Leslie Sanchez. You know what? We need to spend more time on this conversation. We're running out of time. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll pick it up again because I'm sure there'll probably be more comments to make. Murph,
hope so.
Thanks to you. Leslie Sanchez, always a pleasure. And Eric Bollert, we'll get you back as well. Cool?
Sure thing.
All right.